Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think you'll have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day.
We won't stop. We will not stop.
Sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now
See this?
I
You cannot go
Baby,
here.
baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Hey family, how's everybody doing? Come on in, you guys. We're going to talk about this case that we've been on ever since it happened, about a little girl. Her name is Charlotte Sensa, and she came up missing. She was at the park with her family. If you don't know about it, let me just give you a cliff note of what's going on and what we're going to talk about. I've got a lot to share with you tonight, so let's get into this, okay? So this little girl was at the park with her family, and she was riding a bike around the loop. It takes 2 minutes to ride this bike around the loop. Let me get my notes out so, we'll all be on the same page. I've got, if you was wondering what certain people look like and what's going on, I can tell you what's going on. I've been keeping up with it. I've been keeping up with the Joneses. And but let me get my notes. So this little girl, because I got notes on everything, the Dinkins case, but I don't keep everything in a folder, but I am organized. Trust and believe, I am organized. It's just a lot of stuff is going on here. When I say a lot, I just took a fight. So but I want to keep these information on this case, because I think something's going to happen on this case. I really, 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 really do believe it, without a doubt. But anyway, you guys, let me get off into it. I can't find it. So the little girl wanted to take another loop around. There it is right there. Thank you, Lord. She wanted to take another ride on her bicycle around the loop. and she didn't come back around. She left about 6 o'clock. She didn't return at 6:15. It only takes 2 minutes. Her mother immediately called 911 at 6:47 because they went looking for her. And so the mother called 911 and said, "Hey, my daughter's missing. I don't know what's going on." And anywho's, at what happened was they've been looking for this girl. 72 hours had passed. Sunday, they went and had, let me see, they did the Amber Alert on Sunday at 9:35. Then what actually happened was at 4:20 on Monday morning, there was a note dropped in at the Sinner's house. That's the little girl's last name, the Sinner's house. So the person allegedly that had took her sent them a ransom note. The ransom note says, "Give me the money or you'll never see your daughter again." He wanted $5,000, and that was it. There was no other terms, right? So I want you guys to pay attention because I heard some things today. I'm not understanding why I heard it, but for the young lady, I think it was Margie. She's in the building talking about something else. But Margie, stay focused, okay? Because I heard he was a mailman today. I was like, what? I heard he was a mailman. I don't know. You the one that said, and I'm not trying to put you on blast, but you said he was a mailman. And I said, just because he put the mail in the mailbox, don't make him a mailman. But I heard today he used to be a mailman. And I heard it with my own ears. So I don't know how true it is, but there was another mod that was on the phone with me when I heard it, they heard it also, and we was like, what? So you might have been right about he was a mailman. I don't know. But anyway, she said, shut the front door. We're just, hey, don't take my word for it. I just heard it for 1 second. I had to get in here, so I couldn't go back and rewind it and say, hey, what you talking about? What you talking about? He apparently a mailman. We know he put the mail in the mailbox. That doesn't make him a mailman. But now, are you saying he used to be a mailman? We do know that he has MS, muscle sclerosis. So it's very hard for him to get around. So let me share with you guys as we get into this. If you don't know, the little girl, I'll show you right here. Her name is Charlotte. And, they found her. They found her in his house or his mobile home. Can you guys hear me? Because I need to know this right here is Craig. Craig is the one that they got the fingerprint off of on a DUI back in 1999. And apparently the first time they did the fingerprint thing, it did not work. So the second time they did the fingerprint, it popped that he got a DUI back in 1999, and they went to the homes looking for him and all this other stuff. Now, I'm going to share with you some stuff. So I've been working a little bit. I'm trying to figure this out. So if you guys just bear with me, don't get all mad, but because sometimes you just don't want to see an avatar. Maybe you do want to see what the person looked like, who are we talking about, and what makes them so special. So this guy put that letter or the ransom note in the mailbox, okay? And he didn't have no terms. Thank you guys for letting me know that you can hear me and everything. This right here is Craig right there with the hat on. That's his son in the middle. That's his son that said, I don't want nothing to do with my daddy. For all I care, he can F himself and die. And my brother and I, my son, we don't want to have nothing to do with him. But look, okay, when he was playing football, I guess, for some school, this is him right here. This is his son. This is his older son. He has another son, you guys. He has two sons and a daughter, which I did not know. but we've been doing some sneaking and some peeking on some stuff. So yeah, yeah, it gets deep. It gets real deep. So I'm just sharing the pictures for you right now. But I want to share with you some other stuff also. So his son's saying that, he can rot, I don't care, and this, that, and the other. But I'm gonna share something with you that, you might be saying this, but your actions are speaking louder than your words. Okay. And if you're looking at the woman, that's his ex-wife. That's his ex-wife. Okay. So, I was getting the pictures together, and I can't actually make a video and play it. I'm pretty sure I can, because it's giving me the options that I can play it for you guys. But I'm learning. I'm just a beginner, so let me just start working it out again, okay? So not only that, you guys, let me also share with you what the rumors are. So there is two other women that came up missing, one in 2003, one in 2005. And one of them's name is Christina White. She's on the left, and Jennifer Hammond. One of them is called Moon something, Moon Bomb. I can't remember. Moon something. But anyway, these two women came up missing in 2003 and 2005. And they're redheads, okay? Now, I wanted to share with you, they kind of resemble a little bit, the girls kind of resemble a little bit. Moonbeam. Thank you, Margie. Moonbeam. That's what they call one of Moonbeam. But I just got to share something with you guys. I said it too. I heard he was a mailman. Exactly. We done heard it. We done heard it. Craig's doing some stuff. But I'm gonna tell you guys something. So remember, we were trying to figure out. Well, they had went to a house before, and I guess there was no one there. And then they went to his mother's house, and behind the mother's house, what did they find? They found Craig Ross living behind his mother's house. Now, I'm going to share that with you guys. Let's get into it. This right here, the bigger house that's down to the north is Mama's house. That's a big trailer. And it'll keep flipping. This is looking at it from the top, and then you see the trailer back there, and all the other stuff. You just see little wooden houses and sheds and stuff like that. Now that right there that you're looking at, the orange house, that's Craig's real house. That's 14 square feet away from the center house. Did you hear what I said? 1,400 square feet away, not far. Okay, they was down there at his house. They went in there with gloves. They had it all taped up and everything. And I'm gonna tell you what's going on right now. I'm gonna let this play a little bit so you guys can take a look at it or whatever. She said, "I'm so glad you got those pics." Oh yes, yes, yes. And I still got to share one more with you guys, but anything that you want to see again, just let me know, and I'll let it run through. I didn't put a lot. I'm just learning how to put my files together. So once I, get it all to working like I want to, if I hadn't had to take a final last night in the middle of the night, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, I probably would have something for you better, but something is better than nothing. But anyway, I wanted to share with you guys something. Look how big that mobile home is. Man, that is not only a double wide, it have it extended on the back. And we don't know who all lives in that house with Mama. Mama just can't be living in that house all by herself. But I mean, she got storage. It is a big giant mobile home. That is huge. And if you guys seen the front of it, it doesn't really look bad. I know you're looking at it from the top. I wish I had another way to show you It's not really as bad as you think it is. But look at his little trailer in the back. You can hook that up to a truck and move it wherever you want. Why was he staying there, or was he not staying there? Because like I said, here, let me move it and put it back on there. Like I said, in the orange house that you seen, that was literally his home. That's where he really stayed at, in the orange house. I'm just being honest with you. He stayed in the orange house, and it is literally, when I say, I think right there, I think the sinners live like next door or whatever, because the person that was doing all the reporting, the police was like next door or something, and they didn't even know why. But I think the sinners live next door. But they kind of was like, oh, I was at the wrong house. They were at the sinners' house. See what I'm saying? And they live in like wooded areas, so 1,400 square feet is just right next door. And I hope this man was not a mailman. It could be that he was a mailman. I really don't know. Now, that's just my understanding. The person was not at the wrong house. They were just at the center house. They was at the little girl's house, and they was like, oh, I'm sorry, I was at the wrong house. I thought I was at such and such. No, you were at the right house. You was just at Charlotte Center's house instead of Craig's house, which was merely next door. You guys, you get what I'm saying? Literally next door. I mean, there's some trees right there, but other than that, it's like right next door. Like if this girl rode her bicycle down the street, he's seen her all the time, and he probably spoke to her all the time, and he probably was infatuated with her. That's just my theory. Okay. Now I want to share something because it was a request that some people wanted to see the mother and the father. So I pulled that for you guys. Let me share that with you. This is the mother and the father, and there is little Charlotte. Now, I did have the original pictures, but I'm glad that they blurred out the other kid's face. Now, this is his son. This is his son, and if you see the orange in the back of the house, if you didn't want to have nothing to do with your daddy, why are you at the house? Okay? Did you hear what I said? If he didn't want to have nothing to do with his son, why was he didn't even live in the town, but he come around. He was like, why are y'all asking all these questions to me and all this other stuff? But anyway, let me share some of this stuff that I pulled out. Hopefully I can find it. There's two other things I want to share with you. You could take it as a grain of salt, or it can mean something, but we pull everything. Not only that, I want you guys to know, in the mobile home that these homes are in, there's this is back in like 2017. There was a mobile home maintenance guy. I guess he manages the mobile homes or whatever. Anyway, he's the manager of the mobile home. And I'm going to read you this little clip in. You tell me if it means something, mean not something. But I'm thinking they live in like a little mobile home area, but they're all they're separated with some space, and it's not like living in a city, right? So it would make it easy. But in the little town Milton, that they call Little Town Milton, there is a lot of stuff going on. So here's another thing that I want you guys to know. In 2017, and this was updated October the 9th, which is today, okay? So the manager of a mobile home park in Milton, accused of strangulation one of the residents, he pleaded guilty to criminal negligence homicide. I mean, he literally strangled a person to death at that same mobile home that they're living in, okay? Not the mobile home itself, but in that, what do they call it? A park, mobile home park. So, and I'm sharing that with you because I've got a little bit more to share with you, and then that'll be my commentary, and you guys can speak and come up or whatever. But let me read it. The manager of a mobile home park in Milton accused of strangulation one of the residents, pleading guilty to criminal negligence homicide Tuesday. Police say Harold Wilcott choked a 51-year-old man named Scott Monty after confronting him about playing music loud last May. Monty died at the hospital. Wilcott is scheduled to be sentenced on March the 21st. Okay, now if you look it up, you have to look up by his name. His name is Harold L. Wolcott, Wolcott. All right, if you want to look it up and find out what park it was in, not only that, I want to share with you this other thing. I already had read it, you guys, and I can't really remember all the facts. That's why I have to write stuff down. Okay. And what had happened was I didn't think when I started looking into what I was looking into, I was going to find more information. So let me let you guys know. I know he was supposed to go to court. It was like Friday on October the 6th. He did not go to court. They said that not only on the 6th, then they postponed the court date till October the 17th. I want you guys to know it is now postponed until November the 21st. So you're not going to hear nothing until November the 21st. Okay? Everybody got that? Put a 1 in the chat. Because I know there's some people sitting there going, she don't do her homework. Yeah, I do. And I'm very thorough about it. So I was like, I'm wondering if we're going to get this information. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. So there's a woman that came up missing. Not only those two girls, you got Christina and the moon girl. What's her name? Jennifer, Christina and Jennifer, Christina White and Jennifer, whatever. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. Christina White and Jennifer. There's another girl, and all these ladies really have red hair. Now, do you know back in the 19, I think it was like 1993, and I don't know what that would make Craig. If Craig right now is 47, and my daughter, I think my son was born in 1992, and he could be 32, 33. That's 33 years ago. So that would make him about 14 years age. I wouldn't think he probably done anything. But I believe, I'm just being honest with you, was he the help? I don't know. But you know what? I believe that something could have happened. You know, and if you really go back and look back then, there's a guy, his name is Eric Smith, and he was 13, 14 years of age at the time. You know, there's a lot of people that mimic other people when they're fascinated with a kid or whatever. And this kid was a redhead. His name is Eric Smith. If you guys Google it, you'll find out that Eric Smith just got out of prison for killing. I think it was like a 5-year-old boy. He lured him in the woods, and he beat him with sticks and rocks, and then he sodomized him, and he killed the little boy. He's the youngest one that was in the area. I think it was in West Virginia, and you remember there was West Virginia ties with this Craig somewhere in there. But his name is Eric Scott. He just got out of prison just this year, I think. Just this year, he just got out of prison. He did 28 years. They arrested him, and the only reason why they found that it was him, when they found the baby, the 5-year-old in the woods, they didn't have a clue who to look for, what to look for. And so the little boy was like, What are they looking for? And well, what if it's a kid that did it and he was acting really strange? So they went to him to see if he knew anything. And then he confessed it and said he did it. So he got charged as an adult and he did juvie time until he turned 18. And then he went to prison and did 28 years. He met a woman that was a law student, and I can't remember what her name is. We were looking it up today, but Craig's son played for West Virginia Mountaineers. There you go, Margie. You got it. And didn't he have that little shirt on? Let's look. Let's see. Yeah, there's some West Virginia ties in there. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Marge. West Virginia. See, and this Eric Smith, I think he's in the West Virginia area and some of this stuff, and he's a redhead. And if you notice that Craig is redhead, and they saying that these killings that were down there in that area is called the Bible Belt area. And so they call them either the redhead killer or murderers or the Bible Belt murderers. You guys, I'm telling you, you can look this stuff up. I'm just saying, I'm giving you all things that you can think about and wrap your head around it, what you think, and just share with me what do you guys think about this, because it all depends. Like all these redhead girls were coming up missing all the time. And oh, let me not forget the girl that I just mentioned I'm thinking it was in the New York area on the same block. If I'm not right, it's one of these girls, Christina or Jennifer, or it could be the other lady. I'm not for sure. I can't remember. So don't get mad at me. But one of them lived on the same block that Craig lived. Now, what is the coincidence of that? Just be honest. And I'm going to tell you something. Normally, when they arraign somebody, and I mean, you've got a ransom note, you done found the victim, she's alive in his sweater in the back of his mama house. You go and arraign him quickly. You got it. You don't even need the victim to say anything, to be honest with you. But I tell you what, they done postponed everything until November the 21st. You know what? They're saying he's being scrutinized for these two women right here, Christina White and Jennifer Hammond. Hammond is the moon one, you know. But I believe that there's going to be another connection. I do not think that this man just woke up one day and thought, I'll just go and kidnap a whole kid, not a baby, not a 2-3-year-old baby or 4-month-old baby or anything like that. A 10-year-old, somebody that she sees you. She sees you. And did you hit her? What did you mess with her in any kind of way? Because I don't believe so, because those would have been already charges there and we would have heard about that. Even if she thought it, if she thought that he was going to touch her in a bad way, he's going to get charged with that. You guys understand what I'm saying? So there's definitely going to be more charges, and that could be the more charges. But I believe that they're pinning another case on him. That's what I believe. And it could be these two girls, and it could be the other one that I'm telling you guys about that live down the street from him. Now, I can't remember which one lived down the street. It was a whole bunch of conversation going on, and I got them all mixed up. But that's what I got out of all the information of research. And that is the quickest research I've ever done. Anybody want to come up and share your thoughts? What you guys think about all of this? I need to know because that's my commentary for today. It's much more deeper than we know. I wonder if the ex-wife lives in the orange house. I wonder that too. And here's the thing, Zan. The son was like, I don't give a F about him. I hope he die in there. We don't care about him. But why you at the house? Because we thought that was Craig's house. Is the ex-wife living in the house with the son? And he living in the back in the trailer? You know what I'm saying? For real. Anyway, Lisa Calhoun says SP is one of those women, the one that spoke up and said he done something to her daughter allegedly. No. Those two women that I was just sharing with you, they're deceased, Lisa. Those two women are deceased. There was a woman neighbor that was speaking to the news, and she said that she was in her garden doing some weeding or whatever, and her grandson was playing, and he had his back turned away from her, and he was talking to the little boy, and she had to go up to him and say, leave him, hey, what are you doing? Leave him alone. And he was like, oh, I just wanted him to come and help me do something or whatever. And she said no. And then she said, next thing you know, he had took off. He had left, you know. And when the police came to her and showed her the picture, she just flipped. She was like, that is him. I can't believe he was that close to my child. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. What year did they come up missing? 2003 and 2005. At this time, we need to chart the continuing the picture. You started at this time. We need a chart and continue the pictures you started. I'm glad she alive, but something ain't right with immediate GoFundMe. Yeah, you know, right now, if you guys don't know, the GoFundMe is up to $40,000, and I mean, I just don't know. You know, I mean, that's a big chunk of change to be taken off work. I mean, you only been off work for 2 weeks, but I mean, I don't think you're gonna make $40,000 in 2 weeks. But you know, some people, they are very gung ho when it comes to certain children. You know, you got kids that are dead and they don't get a crumb. They don't even get a hello or can I get a high five? And then you got kids that actually do come home, and we are very thankful that Charlotte is at home. And but you know, there's certain words that trickles that money to come in, and you know, if you have it, and some people do and some people don't, they will support, you know, so the family can stay home and love on her and care for her. And you know, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it, but I mean, you know, that is some of the you know, sometimes people say, I don't see no difference. I don't see no um what do they call it? Not what do they call it? Favoritism, or that you get certain kind of way people treat you and stuff because of, you know, color and prestige. And not prestige, that prestige is not the word. Prestige is not, starts with a P or something, but you know, you get it. So some people tell me, they tell me that, and I say, well, you know, you could be married to a black man, and you can even have half black children or something. You will not understand unless you was that African American person, that there is a difference there. I mean, in everything you see. But nevertheless, there's good and bad in everything. And so you just weigh it and suck it up. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna work. You know, we don't have to worry about those things. But I do believe there is a theory about this auntie. So that's another theory that we're looking at. Like, did she date Craig? Did Because how did Craig know that they were going to this park? Did Charlotte stop on her bike and say, hey, because perks is a word. There's another word. I couldn't remember what the word was, but it's just, it's just hard to explain it. And some people be like, I don't feel like I'm favored because they don't treat me like this. They don't treat me like that. Well, I'm just saying, if you holler long enough for something, they will. Trust and believe they will. That's just the way it is. And that's just the way privileges. There you go. The privileges. There you go. And but I'm so happy that this baby is at home, because normally stories like this, they do not end well, you guys. Stories like this do not end well. They just don't. And what do you do when you literally, see Craig right there? He doesn't look like a bad guy right there. He's all shaved up and everything. And he doesn't look like a bad guy. I'm just saying. Some people was like, oh, he looked kind of scary or something. I'm like, no, he doesn't look really like a really bad guy. He just doesn't. I think that there is something that they don't want out in the public. I wonder if this little girl was somehow involved with this pervert. What do you mean involved? Explain yourself. They'd be like, when you be in the hood, they'd be like, check yourself. What do you mean involved? Do you mean? I wonder if this little girl was somehow involved with this pervert. Maybe he probably told her. Think about it. Knew him, yeah. Do you guys think that she knew him? Like an inappropriate relationship. I don't think it probably was an inappropriate relationship. I don't know. I mean, that's your theory. That's fine. Do you think it was an inappropriate relationship? I think that she knew him from being around in the neighborhood or something. And he probably spoke to her and was like, we can make some money. And because it's kind of weird that she'd be like, let me go around the block by myself. Let me go around the loop by myself. And then she goes around the loop and he's like, come on. And she go get in the car with him. But, oh yeah, I want to share with you guys something before we get off of here. Do you guys not know? Oh, I thought I had, yeah, I got a picture of it. So let me pull it up. I got a picture of it. I sure do. I wanted to share with you guys something that, okay, here it says the hearing for Craig Ross Jr., the suspect of the kidnapping of 9-year-old girl, has been postponed. The initial date that was set for October 17th is now scheduled for November the 21st. And that was the thing. But I got something else to share with you. Please, let me not forget it. What was it I was going to share with you guys? It was something else. But here, I don't have it. I don't have it on my pictures. I thought I had it in my pictures, or I took a picture of it. But yeah, I did. I did take a picture of it. So I don't know why I don't have it. Hold on. Oh, new legislation introduced by the state, by Jim. That's the Republican for New York, would require all state parks, campgrounds, and recreational facilities in New York to have security cameras at all entrances and exits. So the Republican whose 44th state Senate district represents portions of Saratoga and some of the other counties announced the proposal Thursday, October the 5th, formerly known as Twitter. Okay, so I want you guys to know, placed on Saturday, under the proposed legislation, cameras will be able to identify the license plate, make, and model of any car entering or exiting the facilities and record images of every person walking into or out of the grounds. This is vital public safety legislation to keep all New Yorkers who recreate in our state's 180 parks safe and more secure. So they already thank you, Tina. They already is making changes of what has happened. They said, matter of fact, I had wrote it down. Zena says he has lost weight. He actually is 6'4", and he weighs 270 pounds. If you're talking about Craig. And I'm going to tell you guys something, and I don't know why it is. It's weird to me. He kind of looked like Craig's son, looks like the guy that got killed in New York just a couple of days ago, when the guy kicked the trash can and the guy said something to him, and then he tried to run and he ran into the chair in the homeless guy or the kid. It was a black kid or whatever, and he beat him to death, and the girlfriend came. They're looking into that. If you guys know what I'm talking about, or if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. It was just something else that I was like, dang, what happened there? You know, a guy and his girlfriend was sitting on a bench in New York, and I guess they were getting ready to go in. Some guy walked past them, and he kicks the trash can or something, and then they walk in, and I guess he said something to him, so he went up there, and he started chasing him, and the guy took off, tried to run. What I'm trying to say is that guy that died looks exactly like Craig's son. And the funny thing about it is, if you Google Craig's Jr.'s son, they have that black guy picture right next to it. Matter of fact, just Google his name and the whole thing will pop up. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I always believe in theories, conspiracies and stuff, but they look like the same person to me. They do. There's one thing different, but it looked like the same person to me. It's just weird. The glasses and all of that looks the same. It just weird. He looks good standing there beside his son. Not a bad looking man in that picture, but Lord have mercy. I know. Yeah, I don't know if it's a connection, but they look like the same person to me. They got the same glasses, the same hairstyle, the same haircut, the same beard. And I'm like, is this the same person? And when I'm Googling up Craig Jr. stuff and his son, that pops up. Tell me, well, maybe it's because it's, New York, but still. I don't know. Anyway, you guys, what you guys think? Let me know. Could you just imagine an old woman staying in that big old mobile home? Mobile homes look really small on the outside, so you could just imagine with her mobile home looking that big. And then look at his house, orange. He painted it orange. Why would you paint it orange? You know what I'm saying? Why would you paint it orange? Okay, there might be a connection in family. Yep, way too much coincidence and connections. Exactly. And why would the son be like, I'm just so tired of y'all asking me questions and coming up and all this other stuff? We don't have nothing to do with him. But you at the house. Why you at the house if you don't want to have nothing to do with him? Why? Tell me. Like his hair. Yeah. I live in Kentucky, and in all our state parks, we have cameras, have had them for years. Now they are not going to tell you that they do, but we do. I've seen them myself. Yeah, we have them too. Like if you go to the park, you're just not gonna, you're just not gonna be there by yourself and you can just come and go. And there's kids there. They should be there. You know what I'm saying? They should have cameras in the schools. They should have video cameras where in every school that you could be able to, punch in and see your kid while they're at school and how they behaving, and it's being recorded. So the teacher won't be lying to you. And you know what, if your kid went to school or not, and all this other stuff. And then you can go back and look at the recording and see if the kid was in there. Because you know how kids are. They be like, I was there. She just lied on me. I was late. And find out they wasn't there. They just sitting there. Anyway. I'm not going to get on the kids right now. The son is going to crack the case. But I just think when people do something this drastic, it would have been different if he would have took a toddler or 2 year. I mean, there was other kids at that park other than Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? And why would Charlotte go around that thing? Oh, I just need to go around there again. He probably talked to her and told her, see if they'll let you ride around there by yourself. And then let's go hide and all this other stuff. Girl, when Corey goes back to court, Corey gonna be done ganked that way. And I always said, he don't look like a good looking guy now, but at the beginning, I thought he was nice looking. And sometimes, bad boys, they, women still love them or like them or whatever, and anybody in here tell you if they dated a bad boy before, they're not half bad looking. There's some of the good looking ones, the best looking ones are the bad boys. But it's just, I don't know. When you grow up, you learn you don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, why Charlotte in that day? Yeah, how did he know that they were going to be at the park? So did he know her already? I believe he knew her already. I really do believe he already knew her. And yeah, I apologize. I have missed y'all. That's okay. I know what you're talking about. The guy that was walking by the trash can, they say that him and his girlfriend got into it, and the guy that was sitting on the bench was trying to defuse it. I don't know. Well, he killed that guy. I don't know where you got that from. I thought the guy that was sitting on the bench with his girlfriend, and the black guy walked across him, and he kept walking, and then they got up and started walking, and he must have said something to him or something, and then he came back, and the guy tried to run, and then but they're looking into that because the girlfriend of the black guy So Tina, I think you heard it wrong. I think you heard it wrong. So because the black guy had a girlfriend that came running up and she said something to him and then she ran to go get help or whatever. So that's the way I perceived it. And you could be right and I could be wrong, but that's the way I perceived it. That was the first story that came out. So sometimes it's not that you're right, I'm wrong, I'm right, you're wrong, or whatever. But we hear what we hear from the news, and then we have to wait for them to come back and explain to us what it was. When your children are disappointed or mad at parents, they talk. Yes. That is what I was thinking. Maybe Charlotte was like, I'm so mad at my mom. She won't let me do this. She won't let me do that. Or, go here, go there. And I'm a big girl. And he was like, you are a big girl. You should be able to ride your bike wherever you want to ride your bike. And you're a good rider. You're a good rider. And the girl needed somebody to convince her that she's a good girl or whatever. And that's how you make friends. And that's what's happening to our kids. People are coming along saying what they want to hear, and they don't have a problem walking away with them. And she didn't know she was in trouble. I'm just saying, she didn't know she was in trouble. So that could be it. And with her being young age, she does not have the right to tell him it's okay, I'll go with you, or whatever. I don't care if she was 12. She still don't have a right to tell that man, oh, I'm going to go with you. Or, and they said when they went into the house, they had those smoke grenades or whatever they throw in the house. So he can be, discombobulated, dysfunctioning, where he can't see, gasping for air. And it wasn't a cabinet like somebody shoved you in a cabinet. They said it was actually a closet. It's just small because it's a mobile home. It's not even a mobile home. It's a trailer, actually. It's a trailer that hooks up to a vehicle that you can, like an RV. That's what that is. That's an RV. That's not even a mobile home. That's an RV behind his mother's mobile home. So I know you guys, if you didn't go get the pictures or hadn't seen it, I wanted to share it with you guys. Okay. I'm going to get off of here. And, we will probably start a new chat about some other stuff. Let me get it all together. But I'll see you guys Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Time. Be good, be safe, and be nice to each other. Bye.